everyone, Jen Engle here with a time to stamp video with Viva Las Vegas stamps. We're going to be making this canvas panel today. So I'm starting out with an index card, 3x5, that has some texture paste on it through a stencil, and this 4x6 canvas panel. I want to say, no, I was going to say it's Dana Wakley, but no, it's not. It's like a generic kind of AC Moore kind. So I'm going to start out by adding a little bit of texture around my canvas. I'm going to add a little piece of a watercolor tag, the top of it, some string. I'm going to add my string with a little bit of glossy accents, and then I'm going to add some gel medium to make sure that I really cover that string well so it doesn't move around at all. And I'm going to put my index card down with gel medium as well. And then once that's on there good, I got one of those molds from Finnabair, and I just used some polymer clay to make some stars and moons molds. I think that's actually what the mold is called, stars and moons. So I made a bunch of stars and some moons in different sizes. And then this chipboard tag here is from Wow Studio, and I'm just going to glue everything down with my gel medium. I'm also going to put some string underneath my wooden tag and on top of it, and I'm just going to glue that in with my gel medium. And then I can pop my moons on there. I have a Viva Las Vegas Stamps Dancing Girl stamp off to the left there because that's going to be my main focal image, and I just colored her in with some Copic markers. I'm going to add some fun foam to her because I'm not going to put her on now, but when I do put her on, I want her to be popped up from the background. So I'm just going to add a couple different pieces of fun foam. So I have Mad Hatter Mint Green, Teapot Purple, Queen of Hearts Red, Curiouser Chartreuse, that was way too fast, Baravian Blue, Polka Purple, Black Forest Black, Goontog Teal. I don't use the Cardinal, and I don't use the Yodeling Yellow. But, so those are the colors of Lindy's Stamp Gang Magicals. Excessive? Probably. But you never know. You never know what you're gonna... What I wanted to do was add a whole bunch of different colors and see how it would turn out. So that's what I did. That's why I used so many colors. But actually, I left out two of them. Two I showed you I didn't use, so I showed a little restraint. So I'm just going to start out by sprinkling my pigment powders down, spraying some water. I started with the teal colors, and then I'm going to add some darker blues around the outsides. And I'm just going to add water, add my pigment, add water, add my pigment until I'm happy with the way things look. I'm going to add a little bit of my, what's this one called? The Cheshire Cherry, is that this one? Here and there, and it mixes with the blue and makes a delightful purple color. And then I'm going to spray that with water as well. Some of those areas got really intense. I added a little bit too much powder, so I'm just going to try to sop that up with a paper towel. And I also got some of that color on my moon, which I tried to sop up as well. Oh, I did use the Yodeling Yellow. Okay, so I used a little bit of the Yodeling Yellow and then this green color here in the center. And I had to try to be a little careful because I didn't want it to really mix with the red colors and make a brown. Sorry guys. So I tried to be a little mindful of that, but areas that did get kind of not pleasant, I just tried to sop up with a paper towel. And then I dried that layer, and I'm going to go in with some darker colors, my Baravian Blue and then the black one. And I'm just going to try to paint in some kind of shadows around here and there. So I'm going to add them around my moon where they would be casting a shadow. And I'm just I used a very concentrated application of the color. I added a teeny tiny bit of water, just enough to activate the color of the pigments, but not too much that it would like wash them out. And then I'm just going to apply them with my paintbrush just here and there around the stars and everything. I dried that, but it didn't get dark enough for me, so I thought I'd go in with some Liquitex Basics Mars Black acrylic paint to try to really add in some dark areas. So I'm taking a really stiff bristled paintbrush and kind of trying to dry brush it around in those same areas that I was adding shadows earlier. So I'm just going to really try to go around here and there, and it gets really intense. So I'm going to try to wipe a little bit of it back with my paper towel. It really got a lot more dark than I wanted it to, but I'm going to fix that later. So, and yeah, so I'm just going to go around here and there until I'm kind of happy. Well, not till I'm happy because I wasn't happy with it, but until I feel like I'm going to stop. So I'm going to add some Sidewalk Chalk Lindy's, which is just a white, and I'm going to spray that all over the whole panel. And that really helped to tone down those black areas. Then I'm going to take some Silks Acrylic Glaze in Teal Zircon and some, oh, nope, that's it, just teal. And I'm just going to add some highlights here and there to my texture, like around where my string is. I'm going to add it to some of the stars, just here and there to different areas, just to get a little different color variation, and also to try to tone down some of those areas that were like a little too dark for me. And then I have the Finnabair Sparks in, what was that called? Butterfly Kisses? Is that what it was called? Mermaid Sparkle? Really need to slow down the products. So yeah, I'm going to just go over my moons with that color because I want them to stand out, but I didn't necessarily want them to stay white either. So I thought a nice shimmery pink would work. And then I'm going to add some of my favorite black splatters, the India ink in black. And I'm just going to splatter those around my background. And then I'm going to take some golden glass bead gel. So basically it's like a thick glue or gel medium and these glass beads. And then the glue dries and all you see are these little transparent beads everywhere, catching the light and showing the colors through. And when I have a project with a lot of different colors, I love to use the glass bead gel because it really amplifies those colors and just adds a really subtle something going on, because you know they're clear, so it doesn't add an intense kind of element to it, but it's just a little fun kind of extra detail that you can see. So I'm just going to add that around here and there until I'm happy, and I'm just going to apply that with a paintbrush. Man, I really could have cut some of this out, huh? So my application basically is I'm trying to apply it in areas where I have elements meeting, like around my index card, around my stars, around my moons, around my string, just areas where I can kind of butt the glass beads up against something. So I tried to kind of show you how it dried. I let it dry overnight, but you can see it a lot better in the still shots. So as if that wasn't, oh, nope. Okay, so then I still wasn't happy with how dark it was, and I also wanted to bring some of that texture forward. So I'm taking some of my white gesso and a dry, stiff bristled paintbrush, and I'm just going to try to lightly run that gesso over some of those areas of texture so it catches on them. It catches the texture, brings them forward, and kind of tones down that black as well. And then this here is a chipboard word from Tim Holtz, and it was all together and I just cut it apart to make it fit. And then my chick has 2 layers of fun foam in some spots and 1 layer in some spots. I had to make it so that she would fit, but she's also over top of the moon in some areas, so I had to kind of strategically place the fun foam to give her dimension. And I just glued those 2 things down, the chipboard title and her down with some glossy accents. So as if there weren't enough details going on, I wanted a little bit more of something. So I'm taking these seed beads, you know, they're those teeny tiny beads with the holes in them that you use for like making bracelets or whatever. And I have a pack of them that are purple that matched the purple in my panel perfectly. And then I also have some sequins that I'm going to pop on there, some purple sequins, and these sparkling clear droplets. They're those things in that lid there on the left. And they're just like clear domes kind of, and I'm just using the small size. And this bottle here is some, what is it called? It's whatever's in the glass beads, just the beads, not the glue. So I could have used the glass bead gel again. Don't ask me why I used the other product. But it just adds a nice little clear element the same way the glass beads do. And I wanted to add them to the areas of the seed beads and the sequins just as like a little bit of a filler almost, I guess. So then I'm going to take those 3 dark colors of Lindy's, the Baravian Blue, the, what was that? Rendezvous, Midnight Rendezvous Raven, is that what it was called? And then the purple, the same colors that I used in the background, because my chipboard word looked very stark. So I'm going to, excuse me, I'm going to take a little bit of that color and bring it over my chipboard, and then you could see the like brown of the chipboard. So I'm also going to cover that with some color as well, so that when you're looking at it from the side, you don't see that cardboard kind of color. So that is it for my project. You can see the details here in this shot of the seed beads and the sequins and everything. And yeah, so link in the description box if you're watching from YouTube to the blog where I have the Dancing Girl linked. And if you're watching from the blog, Dancing Girl is linked up above and down below. And thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye bye, guys.